Hello children, it's me again, ready for another story time. Now this book is a bit of a different book, it's quite unusual, but I really like it because I think that the illustrations are really interesting and that the author has really used their imagination in this story, so that's one of the reasons that I really like it. It's called Under the Stairs and the author is Fiona Dunbar. I wonder if you can tell your grown-up what the author does with a book and what does the illustrator do. Under the Stairs. Sophie hated Sunday afternoons at Aunt Sarah's. There was nothing to play with and nothing to do except listen to the grown-ups drone on and on. What do you think drone on and on means? Have a think, listen to the sentence again. Sophie hated Sunday afternoons at Aunt Sarah's. There was nothing to play with and nothing to do except listen to the grown-ups drone on and on. What do you think that means? It means go on and on, doesn't it? Just go on and on with their talking, drone, the noise of them going on and on. I'll show you the picture, sorry. Don't touch that, dear, said Aunt Sarah. Why don't you go upstairs and play with the cat? But instead of going upstairs, Sophie decided to go under the stairs. There she is. Under the stairs was as dark as night, and Sophie found a torch and she switched it on. Oh, she sighed. Nothing but a load of old junk. What can you see in the picture? Can you name 3 things in the picture? Tell your grown-up or just say them out loud? I'll leave it there a bit longer for you, sorry. But her torch shone like a moon, and the world under the stairs began to stir in its light. Her torch shone like the moon, and the world under the stairs began to stir in its light. First, a group of brush-like creatures took out their dusty bristles and clambered, which means like climbed, out of their nest. Here we've got some brushes in a box. And look, this is how the author is now imagining them. They've come alive. Look at these illustrations. Like these brushes have turned into what, children? What have the brushes turned into? That's right, they've turned into hedgehogs. They're not hedgehogs though, because in this story the author has called them brush hogs. Brush hogs, sang Sophie, as the bristly creatures scampered all around and began to play. Here are the brush hogs, look. I love that. I love the idea of brush hogs. I love the use of the author's imagination. Brilliant. Then the tennis wellies stretched their limbs and creaked across the floor to introduce themselves. Tennis wellies? I wonder what they look like. Have a look. They look really funny. Look at the tennis wellies. The top half is can you guess? A tennis racket. And the bottom bit is a welly. It's funny, isn't it? Well, in the corner, the golf-lagog wiggled his stumpy legs like an upside-down beetle. Help me, please, he wailed. I'm stuck the wrong way round. Don't listen to him, said the tennis wellies. It's a trick. But it was too late. Look, this is the golf logog. The golf logog. Look at this. What an unusual thing. It's actually a golf bag. When people go and play golf, they put their golf clubs inside a bag that they use to move around. It's actually a golf bag, but it's sort of come alive with legs and things, hasn't it? Really interesting. I wonder what trick it's going to play on Sophie. Let's have a look and find out. Uh-oh. As soon as he was on his feet, the golf logog snorted with laughter, opened his mouth, and he fired a shower of golf balls at them. Look. Uh-oh. It was a trick. I don't think this is a good character in this story, is it? Not a good character. He's firing the golf balls out of his mouth because it is actually a golf club caddy. Behind them, the garden chair horse swished her tail and stamped her hooves. Hop on, quick, she called, and Sophie leapt astride. Yeah, Sophie's getting on the horse to try and get away. And those tennis welly rackets don't look happy either, do they? No. As they rode to safety, there was a great whoosh as a flock of duster birds took to the air. Snitchoo, 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 they went. It's raining sneezes, cried Sophie. Shh, whispered the garden chair horse, slowing to a trot. We must be careful not to wake them. Look. These are the duster birds. But they've got to be quiet because they don't want to wake them. I wonder what it is. What could it be? Can you make up something that might live under the stairs? That could be a cross between two things? Can you use your imagination now? What could it be? Uh-oh. Before she could finish, they heard a low and a terrifying Hooversaurus stood in their path. Hum, hum, it moaned, swaying its big neck from side to side. Look, children, it's the Hooversaurus. Look at that big mouth of teeth. And this long neck that was swaying. Swaying means to move like this. Swaying from side to side. Out of the way, yelled Sophie, thrusting it back with her umbrella sword. But the Hooversaurus just snatched up the umbrella sword in its powerful jaws and began to eat it. Hey! Cried Sophie. Suddenly, everything went quiet. Look, here's the battle between Sophie and the Hooversaurus. This is her umbrella sword. Here is the Hooversaurus, snatching the umbrella in its powerful jaws. I wonder if you can point to the jaws now in the book. Where are the jaws? That's right, they're here. I wonder why everything's gone quiet. I wonder what's going to happen next. Can you predict what might happen next in this story? The Hooversaurus drew itself up to its full height, and it was just about to strike when snitchoo went a duster bird. And if there's one thing a Hooversaurus hates, it's being sneezed at. It swung this way and that way and this, and tied its neck up in a great big knot. Help me, please, it croaked. But that Sophie wasn't being caught a second time. Look, the duster bird came to the rescue, and the Hooversaurus hated being sneezed upon. From somewhere outside, she heard the footsteps and Mum's voice calling, "Sophie! Time to go," said Sophie sadly, "but I'll be back next Sunday." The little door opened and a familiar face appeared. "Hurry up," said the tabby cat. "They're leaving." Sophie scrambled out just in time. "I hope you weren't bored," said Mum on the way out. "Not too bored," said Sophie, smiling to herself. Sunday afternoons at Aunt Sarah's would never be the same again. I love that story, children. I love it. I love the illustrations. I love the use of imagination. And it's just a little bit different. I'll see you again for my next story time. Bye bye for now.